I'm Vanessa Valiente, San Diego's #1 personal stylist.
And I'm Paulina Fessia, aspiring personal stylist, and today I will be interviewing Vanessa.
A big mistake I made as an early stylist was not confirming an appointment at multiple points throughout the booking. So when a client books, you need to have contact with them within 24 or 48 hours, for sure. Make sure there's a human there and make sure they see you as a human. And this is just via email, right? So we don't want to waste our time with phone calls. That's if you're a beginning stylist and a client wants to jump on the phone, go for it. You really do want to, again, secure that client. I used to do that all the time. But as you progress, generally you don't want to be on the phone all the time because that takes away time you could be styling and making more money. So you want to have that 24 or 48 hours contact, whether it be via email or a phone. Again, only phone call if you're not busy. And then you want to contact them again about 48 hours before that session. And then you want to contact them generally within, a few hours, like 4 hours. These days, my clients are so reliable. I just send, actually, is it 48 hours? I think it's 36 hours. So I have an automated email that goes out 36 hours before an appointment. And they are required to respond. If they don't respond, their appointment gets canceled.
Okay.
And but I don't leave that to them. Of course, I'm holding their hand. If an email goes through, it goes through the night, half the day before the appointment. And then, so they have about 6 hours of wait time, general wait time, and then to respond. But they don't. So I wake up the next day and I go, hey, I didn't hear from you on the confirmation email. Are we still on for today? And they'll go, oh, of course. So basically, only one time did I show up at an appointment and the client didn't know. That was my bad. Yeah. I should have known. I should have been texting, I should have been calling. Like, we do not want to show up at places or show up at our computers, although that's less stressful. No, I mean, you don't want to be showing up at a client's door. You don't want to be showing up at a mall. You don't want to be wasting your time blocking out time if they're not going to be there. So it is your job as a stylist to confirm these appointments and wrangle that client. So it's not the client's fault if they don't show up.
How far in advance do you require them to book with you?
I mean, for a long time now, I was booking like 6 months in advance, and that was troublesome. Now I've really arranged it so I have the perfect sweet spot of 2 months. I find is really the best spot. But as a new stylist, you can take clients within usually 2 weeks. Yeah. And I will. I squeeze in a client. I have a client tomorrow that we just booked him 2 days ago because he's a great client, and I really want to squeeze in a session before his event coming up. Yeah, if you can squeeze it in, go for it. But generally, a week is good. And if someone reaches out for you, they want you within 48 hours, that seems a little bit of a red flag. But if it's an existing client, well, then of course you know them and you know, oh, I'm going to step in here. They have an event coming up. They didn't plan for it. I'm going to help them out. But if you're doing online shopping, which I specifically do, you need 2 weeks in advance notice.
Based off of like the business model that I have going for myself, I have the virtual wardrobe rebuild, which is, we'll get on an hour call, kind of understand their personality, what it is that they're looking for. From there, I will go and do the online shopping. I put together a mood board for them, lookbook. I put together different outfits for them. And along with that, I'll send them a bunch of different options for tops, bottoms, whatever it is that I feel like they need, or if they specifically ask me they need. And that's everything that'll be included. So that's the most popular service that I have.
Okay.
From there, I offer the event styling, and I also have the vacation one. From that, I know you have your feelings about packages versus hourly.
It's true.
What feedback do you have for me?
I think it just depends on, is it selling? I don't like packages, but if packages are working for the stylist, well, then keep them. But if they're not selling, then I'm a big fan of getting back to just the hourly rate, developing the depth in that relationship with your client.
Even though I've had amazing feedback, I kind of worry that the service that I offer, it feels like a one and done, and I send them on their way.
Packages detour return clients.
Exactly.
And people are not listening to me. Packages detour return clients.
This client, she's hired me multiple times for events only. That's the only thing I've worked with her on.
It's because she doesn't realize she can use you for more. So it's your job to inform the client what you offer. So by having these vacations events, people are like, oh, I'm not going on vacation. I'm not going to an event.
Yeah.
Going to East Coast for Christmas, going to the East Coast to see family is a trip that they need help packing. But they don't think about it like that because it's not vacation. It doesn't feel like vacation. You should call it travel, not vacation.
I like that.
If you're going to do the package thing, which you know
I know.
Yeah, so she's hiring for events because she goes to events, she understands events, you offer that package, she will buy it. because you built it like that, if people don't think of things like that, then they're not going to hire you for it. So if they don't think of all travel as vacation, they're not going to hire you for travel that's not vacation. I always say this, and I hate it sounds so rude, but cater to the dumbest person. What I mean is not dumb, it's overwhelmed. We're so overwhelmed with everything. You have to spell it out to everybody. You can, like I just had a client the other day, I was like, oh yeah, of course I design closets. And she's like, what? I had no idea. I hired the stupidest person to design my closet. It's an awful closet. I was like, I know.
Yeah, you're like, I can tell.
Because people who build closets don't understand clothing. And so I need to understand how my client gets dressed, and everybody's a little bit different. And then I build the closet according to how they get dressed. She didn't know that existed. And it's because I wasn't clear about it. I was very overwhelmed, and I didn't take the time to inform her because I could barely handle 500 clients. Now I'm dealing with only 50, so it's like so much better. But now I'm stepping in and being like, I do this, I do that, don't forget about this. Also, a newsletter is essential. Every stylist should have a newsletter just monthly. Do not send more than that. No one wants an email more than once a month. And in that, tell them what you do. So in January, what do you like people to do? Well, there's winter sales. And you don't have to make it really long. Just be like, hey, anyone who's going skiing, I've got you. Point out the things like, oh, she does ski clothes? Oh man, what am I doing? You have to tell them what you do, what you know, what you're going to do. You can send an email out to your clients. I'm dressing men now. Oh, my husband looks like crap. I'm going to get her on this guy. Hey, Roger, you want to have someone dress you? He's like, of course I do. I don't want to do this, you know? So you have to tell people what you do. By having packages, it limits people, it limits the imagination, it limits what you do, it limits what they think you do.
So you go about it and this is your hourly rate across the board for whatever you need me for. Okay.
And that makes it so much easier, especially now that I also do small business consulting. I have clients who hire me to dress them, but then they've also hired me to do consulting in their business. So it's the same rate, $200 an hour. So if I'm standing there putting the pants on, but now they want to have questions about their business, I'm like, well, that's fine.
Yeah,
like
I'm here.
The same rate, and we're just I'm gonna keep holding the pants. You can tell me about it in your underwear.
Yeah.
Great, we'll discuss it. I mean, I like to multitask, but not everybody can.
Right.
I love having the same rate for anything because it transitions so quickly. You don't want people thinking about the dollars.
When you send them an invoice or something, do you break it down hourly what you were working on? Okay.
Absolutely. So I'll do 2, 3, 24 house session, 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. 2 days after that, I have online shopping, and then I do a colon, and then I do tops, pants, ski jackets, silver earrings, black flats. I'll do everything I shopped for, and then I do 11 a.m. to 12:30. And then at the end, if maybe there's a travel fee, stick that in there, and then total. What I like about putting on the online shopping all of the little bits there, it shows them the work you've done, because it's easy to be like, what's this bill? Also, it's good for me to remember because I have so many clients. I can just quickly look at that invoice and be like, ooh, that's what we did last time. When I go to their house to go through all of that online shopping, I can see right then and there everything that we had shopped for.
I see why you prefer hourly rates versus packages.
You make so much more money.
Yeah, and also it's way less easy to get taken advantage of.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah. Because with packages, someone is always being taken advantage of. And usually it's the stylist. Right. Sometimes it's the client. And when a client's not happy with the stylist, they will make it known. So you want everybody happy, and the clearest way to do that is to be extremely honest about what you offer and what you do, and to do an hourly rate. Thanks, guys. I don't know. I hope this was helpful for you.
Extremely. I have so much to go back home and work on, so I'm excited.
Excellent. I hope that was helpful. I'll see you next week.